PAC football back. CMU is getting ready to kick off. They'll receive in the second half, but kick in the first half here. And Geneva will receive. So placing the ball on the tee for CMU is Hayden Hairston. Back deep for Geneva. Gino Mavero is one of them. He's number 6, and then number 9 is Nick Monteleone. Kickoff down into the corner, close to the sideline. It's picked up, though, by Monteleone, and he is guided out of bounds, short of the 20. The ball will be spotted on the 17, so Geneva will start with less than favorable field position on their first drive, 1st and 10 from Geneva's own 17. So the starting quarterback expected to be Boston Tofelsky, but if you've watched Geneva football, you know that they are a heavy running team, not too much of a passing game. See, playing the quarterback position right now is Tyler Lippiat. He's listed as a running back. Oh, no, excuse me. He's in the backfield. He's behind Boston Tofelsky. Tofelsky's under center for Geneva. And there's the snap. The ball's handed off. The other back in the backfield. Ball carried by Geneva's Blake Pete, who on the season, entering play, 14 attempts on the ground for 85 yards, averaging 6 on each carry. But second down, no gain officially on the play. The ball still spotted on Geneva's own 17. So 3 backs in the backfield. It'll be a handoff from Tofelsky for a short gain on the play. Good job up front by the linemen for CMU, Sam Broad, Skylar Blacker, and Noah Castor, just preventing those runs from going anywhere. That's a short gain on the play. Ball spotted on the 21. And the first down marker is on Geneva's 27. It's third down and roughly 4 to go. This game just getting underway, first quarter. Geneva playing Carnegie-Mellon. Tofelsky under center. Motion, it seems to be a pass play. Throw is caught. On the play, Geneva's Peyton Shell credited with the catch. And that'll be a first down for Geneva. Last week against Washington and Jefferson, Geneva only attempted 2 passes. They were both to Blake Pete. He received 2 passes for 24 yards total, but that was it. The rest of their game was on the ground. Tofelsky under center for Geneva. 2 backs in the backfield. It'll be a handoff. Or correction, oh my, it was a fake. And that ball knocked out of bounds. The ball carrier on the flip was Gino Mavero, and that's significant enough gain to get Geneva another first down. So I go to school at Waynesburg University, and my roommate is a football player who warned me. He said, watch out for Geneva. They're tricky. You might get lost. I told him, in a rather cocky manner, I have binoculars, but I just got fooled on third, fourth play of the game. But yeah, Geneva triple option. All that means is there are 3 options that they could go to on the ground. A couple backs that the quarterback might fake to, and the third option most likely is that the quarterback will keep the ball himself. But Geneva is tricky on the ground. That one is handed off right to Lippiat, Tyler Lippiat, the freshman. He'll be brought down on a short gain, third down now. Third down. Third down, ball spotted on the 40. The first down marker is around the 41, so about a yard for the first there for Geneva. 12 minutes left to play in the first quarter. And a whistle blows, stopping play. So Geneva calls a timeout 3 minutes into the game. Geneva's head coach, Gino DeMarco, he is the most winningest football coach in Geneva's program history, and Geneva's football program has been around for about 120 years. Gino DeMarco in his 28th season, he started as head coach in 1993. He was the first Geneva coach to pass 100 wins. He did that in 2007. But he's regarded and has the accolades to be the most winningest coach at Geneva College. Third down for Geneva. The ball spotted on the 40, and the first down marker is right around the 41. Tefelsky under center. It's Tyler Lippiat in the backfield. And Tefelsky will keep it himself on the quarterback keeper, and see that swarm of CMU players just coming in to try to prevent that run. But to no avail. That's a first down for Geneva. Ball spotted right on the 41. So Geneva's had the ball for roughly the first 3 minutes of this game. And they're chipping away through CMU's defense. Tefelsky still under center. Now two backs in the backfield. Tefelsky rolls, finds some space, and is knocked down right around the 45-yard line. The tackle on the play made by CMU's Mason Toliver, an inside linebacker for this CMU team. He's a senior, standing at 6 foot 205 pounds, from the state of California. CMU has a pretty good representation from the geography of the United States. Several players are from different states. You got Connecticut, Georgia, California, Illinois. Tefelsky under center for Geneva. See three backs in the backfield. But the ball will be handed. No, excuse me, it'll be pitched back to Geneva's Blake Pete, who's knocked out of bounds around midfield. Now it'll be third down and roughly 5 to go for Geneva. Still on offense through the first 5 minutes of this game. But Boston Tefelsky, the starting quarterback for this Geneva team. He's a sophomore, standing at 5'8", 165 pounds. Again, three backs in the backfield for Geneva. Tefelsky rolls out, pitches back again. It's Blake Pete with the ball, but the tackle made on the play by Geneva's Jack Kozcho. Short gain, if any, on the play. Matter of fact, it'll be a loss of about 1. So it's fourth down now for Geneva. And the punt team is coming out for Geneva, which means CMU's return team is coming out. Chris Hughes, along with Ben Armbruster, back deep to return for CMU around CMU's own 20. And for Geneva, the punter is Kurt Pucci. Pucci punts it away. And the ball will be fielded by Ben Armbruster, who's knocked down hard. And he was taken down by Geneva's Casey Now. Still decent field position, though, for CMU. It's 1st and 10 from CMU's 21. So Geneva had the ball for about 10 minutes to start the game. Or excuse me, about 5 minutes to start the game. And their drive ends in a punt. Ben Mills, the starting quarterback for Carnegie-Mellon University. As Luke Bickledge to his side. Motion and a handoff to Luke Bickledge. For CMU's first play of the game, Bickledge pushes through to around the 30-yard line, being brought down by a swarm of Geneva defenders. In the middle of that play for Geneva, Derek Sneed and Nicholas Ottaviani. So second down, the ball spotted on the 30, and the first down marker's at the 31. Motion by CMU and a handoff again. That's Luke Bickledge, who will be brought down. Seems to be enough for a CMU first down. as the pile unfolds. Ball officially spotted on CMU's 32-yard line. So first and 10 for CMU. One wide receiver on the left, two on the right. Luke Bicklage still next to Ben Mills in the backfield. It'll be a jet sweep handoff to Ben Armbruster, who gains a significant amount on that play. He's out of bounds past the 45-yard line. But that's enough for another CMU first down. CMU working quickly to start their first offensive drive. Both of these teams have an opportunity to win their first divisional game. Neither of them have a divisional win so far this year. Ben Mills, the quarterback for CMU, motioned by one of the receivers. There's two on the left now, one on the right. And a handoff. Luke Bicklage has it again. He finds some space, pushes through some defenders, and is ultimately brought down by about three Geneva College defenders. Significant gain on that play. About 16 yards gained on that play, and another first down run by Luke Bicklage, the CMU halfback. Nicholas Ottaviani credited with the tackle for Geneva. Luke Bicklage now to the left of Ben Mills in the backfield. Two wide receivers on the left. And a tight end to the right. No receivers, though, out deep. Actually, there's three wide receivers on the left side for CMU, but it's a handoff to Luke Bicklage. Crosses the 40, now crosses the 30, down by the far sideline. He's knocked down at around the 20 in Geneva's territory. Tackle made by Dakota Allen of Geneva, but that's plenty enough for a first down at CMU in scoring territory now. The ball spotted on Geneva's 20. First down around the 10, and the goal line just 20 yards away. Ryan Shaw comes into the game. You see him, number 28 for CMU. He's in for Luke Bicklage. Three wide receivers on the left. Chris Hughes, the farthest one out. Ben Armbruster in the middle. And Kerry Tomasetti, number 4, the one in motion. The ball handed off, though, to Ryan Shaw. He crosses the 20, and he's brought down short of the 15. Second down. Still no score. About 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter. CMU playing Geneva in this Northern Division President's Athletic Conference football game. Geneva this season 0-1 in divisional play, 0-2 overall. CMU got one win against Waynesburg last week, but lost to Grove City. So its divisional record is 0-1, though it's 1-1 overall. Ben Mills has Ryan Shaw to his left in the backfield, but Mills drops back to throw toward the near sideline. The pass is batted away by Geneva's James Clark. Pass intended for Kerry Tomasetti. Tomasetti listed as a tight end on the roster for CMU, but he's been playing in the slot and going in motion frequently. He's a 6'3", 230-pound senior from Landenberg, Pennsylvania, went to Kennett High School. Ryan Shaw still the running back. Luke Bicklage taken out after getting a few first downs for CMU. Ryan Shaw to the left of Ben Mills in the backfield. Ben Armbruster and Chris Hughes to the left of the line, and the furthest one out for CMU was Michael Uribe, but a whistle stops play. So now Carnegie-Mellon University's called a timeout. Each team has used one of their 3 timeouts they get in a half. But CMU stops the clock with 5 minutes, 52 seconds left in the first quarter. No score between Geneva and Carnegie-Mellon University. So again, because of COVID-19 protocols, there have been 2 divisions created this season in the President's Athletic Conference. 4 teams in each division. Grove City, Westminster, CMU, and Geneva listed in the Northern Division, and in the Southern Division, Washington and Jefferson, St. Vincent, Waynesburg, and Bethany. Case Western Reserve and Teal decided to opt out of this spring season. And it's still undecided what's going to happen when fall rolls around. It's possible that they'll just play a football season again after getting a break over the summer. But it's uncertain which teams will opt in or opt out with the pandemic still present. Ben Mills drops back, and he'll escape pressure, as a matter of fact, and at least get some positive yards on this play. He's brought down ultimately, though, by Geneva's James Clark. But he saw some pressure, got through the initial line that was trying to tackle him, and then gained a little less than 10 yards on that play. So a first down for Carnegie-Mellon University. They're now in goal line position. It's first and goal, and the ball spotted on on Geneva's 6-yard line. So CMU 6 yards away from scoring a touchdown. New quarterback listed into the game. It'll be a handoff, though, to Luke Bickledge. And Bickledge will be brought down after he crossed the 5-yard line. Second down. But playing quarterback, J.D. Dayhoff. The coaches did not list J.D. Dayhoff as active in this game for CMU. The two quarterbacks were Ben Mills and Jack Fierro. But J.D. Dayhoff, the senior quarterback for CMU, is back in the game, and his first play since the Grove City game is a handoff to Luke Bickledge. Bickledge to the right of Dayhoff. Dayhoff hands off. Bickledge on the carry. Crosses the plane of the end zone, and it's a touchdown. So 2 runs to Luke Bickledge after CMU got its new first down. And the score is 6-0. Attempting the extra point for CMU is Hayden Hairston. Holds good, the kick is up. And it's no good, the extra point is missed by Hayden Hairston, so just 6 points for CMU. The first score of the game for either team. 4 minutes, 23 seconds left in the first quarter. CMU leads Geneva 6-0. Some other games going on around the PAC today. Westminster's playing Grove City. That's a Northern Division game. That's scheduled to start at 7 p.m. And then in a Southern Division game, Waynesburg will play Bethany. That game scheduled for 7 p.m. tonight. And then the other two teams in the PAC, W&J and St. Vincent, are scheduled to play tomorrow, April the 10th. That game scheduled to start at 1 p.m., and that is a Southern Division game. Well, this is the only PAC game today starting at 6 p.m. A game that has started first and will likely finish off first. Hayden Hairston, the one kicking for CMU. Back deep to return for Geneva, Gino Mavero and Nick Monteleone. It's Monteleone who will field it. He calls a fair catch around the 5-yard line, and rules in college football now state that if you fair catch the ball inside the 20, then the ball will be automatically spotted at the 25. So that's the exact scenario that happens here. Monteleone calls a fair catch around the 10-yard line, and Geneva will get the ball at the 25 to start their second drive. Their first one lasted about 5 minutes and ended in a punt. And they give up a touchdown to CMU. That ball will be handed off down the near side. It's Gino Mavero on the carry. And he'll be knocked out of bounds. Significant gain on the play. About a 9-yard gain on that play, second down. Ball spotted officially on Geneva's own 34-yard line. But Gino Mavero for Geneva is a sophomore standing at 5'7", 170 pounds. from Beaver, Pennsylvania. Tefelsky fakes the handoff and now pitches it out. This is Blake Pete on the carry, and he'll make it to around the 45-yard line before going out of bounds, but that's plenty enough for another Geneva first down. Geneva had a few first downs on their first drive of the game. Didn't cross midfield, though. Got to about midfield before punting it away. CMU scored in about 5 minutes on a touchdown. J.D. Dayhoff handed off to Luke Bickledge. Ball was inside the 5-yard line, so it was roughly a 4-yard run. And no extra points. That's why the score is only 6-0. About 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Tefelsky under center. He fakes the handoff and then gets taken down. The first defender there for CMU was Tommy Corey. He was listed as a safety on this CMU team, but got in there quickly to prevent that run from going anywhere. No gain recorded on the play. Second down, and still 10 to go for Geneva. The ball spotted on Geneva's 41, and the first down marker is on CMU's side, on CMU's 49. Only one pass attempted so far by Geneva. The rest of their plays have been running plays. Tefelsky under center with 3 backs. And this handoff will go into CMU's territory. The ball carrier Tyler Lippiat brought down short of CMU's 40. Ball will be spotted on CMU's 47-yard line. So a new set of downs for Geneva, 1st and 10. From CMU's 47. Just about 2 minutes left to play in this first quarter. A warm day in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Spring football. You're watching the live stream on athletics.cmu.edu. Tefelsky under center for Geneva. Tefelsky fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Evades some tackles, but is ultimately knocked to the ground by CMU's Arion Hegde. Well, again, it's 6 on the play. That'll set up second down. Second down and roughly 4 is the situation for Geneva's offense. The ball spotted on CMU's 41. Again, 3 backs in the backfield for Geneva. And Boston Tefelsky under center as the quarterback. Fake handoff. This will be a pass play. Short, but caught around CMU's 25-yard line. The ball brought down by Peyton Shell. His second reception of the game for Geneva. That'll be a gain of roughly 17 on the play. First down for Geneva. Ball spotted on CMU's 24-yard line. Tefelsky under center with 3 backs about 3 yards deep in the backfield. Tefelsky will hand off. This one taken in by Tyler Lippiat. But the 3 up men for Carnegie-Mellon University, Sam Broad, Nathan Cook, and Skylar Blacker were there to get a combined tackle. That's second down now, short gain on the play. Second and roughly 9. The ball spotted now on CMU's 23-yard line. It's 6-0. CMU leads Geneva, and that will conclude the first quarter. So 2 completed drives so far to this point. Geneva received the opening kick. Had 5 minutes with the ball, but they couldn't get far past midfield. Their first drive ended in a punt. CMU also had the ball for about 5 minutes, but they scored a touchdown. The running game was their main attack. Luke Bickledge gained a significant chunk of yards on the field, along with Ryan Shaw, but Bickledge is the one that scored the touchdown for CMU. The extra point was no good, so that left CMU at 6 points. Now Geneva in progress of its second offensive drive. Definitely in field goal range, but it's second down. So not a down to be thinking about that. They've only had a couple passes so far in this game, a couple passes completed to Peyton Shell. But for the most part, it's been runs by Tyler Lippiat, Blake Pete, and Gino Mavero. Tyler Lippiat, along with Gino Mavero, and Blake Pete in the backfield for Geneva, and it's Boston Tefelsky under center as the quarterback for Geneva, a wide receiver on each side of the line. Tefelsky rolls and is tackled immediately on that play for a short gain. The tackle credited to CMU's. There's a flag on the play, so let's look at what that's for. So the tackle credited to CMU's Bobby Corey, and a holding penalty makes that play void altogether. 10 yards taken back. So Geneva now has the ball spotted on CMU's 33-yard line. And the first down marker is around the 15 in CMU's territory. Tefelsky under center. They'll give the handoff straight up the middle, but CMU all over that run. Doesn't go very far. The ball carrier, Devin Palacios for Geneva. So now it's third down. Geneva quite far from a new set of downs. Again, the first down markers around the 15 in CMU's territory, and Geneva, because of a holding call, backed up to CMU's 31. Roughly the same formation for Geneva. There's a handoff, a fake handoff. Boston Tefelsky keeps it himself, and he's brought down for a short gain. Got tackled around the 25-yard line in CMU's territory, but now it's fourth down. Geneva 10 yards away from a first. Let's take a look here. Geneva going in some sort of kicking formation, and it seems like they're going to attempt a field goal. The field goal kicker out there for Geneva, Daniel Nordas. Good snap, hold good, the kick is up, and the kick is wide right, no good. Geneva fails to score. So again, Geneva on its second offensive drive comes away empty-handed. No score for Geneva. CMU leads 6-0. CMU will get back out on offense. J.D. Dayhoff made an appearance for CMU. Got in the game, gave two handoffs to Luke Bickledge, one of which made it to the end zone. Ball's on CMU's 24-yard line. First and 10 for CMU, back on offense. Motion, and Ben Mills, the quarterback for CMU. He fakes the handoff and throws a pass. Flag on the play. That pass was intended for Chris Hughes. That play is pending this infraction. Flag thrown. So it's a 5-yard penalty, illegal player downfield for CMU. So they're backed up now. They're on 20-yard line. Roll by Ben Mills, who pitches it inside. That's a short gain on the play. Ben Armbruster, the one with the ball, and the one tackled. That'll be a loss of 1 on the play, setting up second down, and roughly 16 to go. The first down marker is on CMU's 34, and the ball spotted on CMU's 17. Ben Mills still in the game as the quarterback for CMU. Luke Bickledge in the backfield with him. One wide receiver out to the left, and there's one out to the right. Ben Armbruster went in motion, fake handoff to him, and now Luke Bickledge finds some space, gains a few yards on that play, but he's brought down. Ball spotted on CMU's 22-yard line, now third down and roughly 12 to go for a first. CMU's first and most recent offensive drive ended in a touchdown. They lead this game 6-0 with just under 12 minutes left in quarter number 2. Ben Mills, the quarterback, is Luke Bickledge to his right in the backfield. 2 receivers out left and 1 out to the right. Pass play, Mills has pressure coming, rolls away from it, throws. The pass is over the head of the intended receiver for CMU, Kerry Tomasetti. So that incomplete pass will set up fourth down. The ball still spotted on CMU's 22. And CMU will bring out the punting unit. So Geneva, through its first 2 drives, had to punt and missed a field goal. They still have a 0 in their scoring column. CMU scored a touchdown on its first offensive drive and is likely to punt this ball away. Monteleone, the one ready to return the punt. It's away from CMU, and it'll go over the head of Monteleone and roll out of bounds around the 30 in Geneva's territory, so that's where Geneva will start this drive. CMU didn't have the ball for that long. They had it for a bit under 2 minutes before having to punt. No first downs on that drive, and that illegal man downfield call cost them 5 yards, which played a factor in them not being able to achieve a first down on that drive. So Geneva will start first and 10 from its own 30-yard line. Tefelsky under center for Geneva, and he'll hand off. Going downfield past the 40-yard line now in CMU's territory, brought down after a large gain on the play. Gino Movero gets from Geneva's own 30 to CMU's 20 on 1 carry of the football. First and 10 for Geneva, now in scoring position. They're on CMU's 20-yard line. Geneva's last drive ended with a missed field goal. Now they're in position to at least attempt another one if they can't score a touchdown or get another first down on this sequence. Tyler Lippy out on the carry for Geneva, brought down by a few CMU defenders. And that's second down. That run will go for about 6 yards. So the ball spotted on CMU's 16, and the first down marker is on CMU's 10. Again, this Geneva team, the 4 ball carriers so far are young guys. 3 of them freshmen, and Gino Movero, a sophomore. Ball taken by quarterback Boston Tefelsky after a few fakes, and that'll go for about 10 yards on the play. A new set of downs certainly for Geneva, and the spot of the ball goes on the 6 in CMU's territory. So now it's first and goal from CMU's 6. Peyton Shell has received a few passes for Geneva, but Most of their plays have been runs. Again, they're notorious for this triple option trickery. Boston Tefelsky again on the carry, the quarterback for Geneva. And Tefelsky brought down a short gain on the play. It's 2nd and goal. And the ball spotted on CMU's 3-yard line, and a whistle stops play. A CMU player is struggling to reach his feet, so the officials call a timeout for injury. So that player being aided down there by a couple athletic training staff members. But each of these teams have played 3 games so far this season. Or excuse me, they've played 2 games so far this season. CMU won one of them, but it was non-divisional. CMU is at an overall record of 1-1 right now. Geneva has not won a game yet this season. Geneva is 0-2. Geneva lost to Washington and Jefferson and Westminster. So taken off the field was CMU's Obi Nato. Obi Nato is a junior and an outside linebacker on the CMU team. Seemed to walk off under his own power, which is good to see. And by rule, he'll be out for at least 1 play. But for Geneva, it's 2nd down and goal from CMU's 4-yard line. 3 backs in the backfield. Tefelsky under center. Hands off to the first man, Tyler Lippiat, who crosses the plane of the end zone and scores the touchdown. So Geneva gets its first score on a touchdown, 6 points for Geneva. This game, as of right now, tied, but that's pending the extra point attempt. And attempting this extra point will be Daniel Nordis. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up and right through the middle, so Geneva takes the lead on the extra point after the touchdown. All right, 9:05 left in the second quarter. Geneva leads CMU 7-6. That drive took about 2.5 minutes, and Geneva got a touchdown. The big play in that sequence was Gino Mavero running for roughly 60 yards on the play. He went from Geneva's 30 to CMU's 20. They again ran for roughly 50 yards, which allowed for Geneva's smaller runs to eventually chip away the CMU defense and resulted in a touchdown. 7-6. Nordis again ready to kick it away for Geneva. It's Ryan Shaw back deep for CMU. And Shaw will take it from the 5, 10, 20. Evade some defenders. It's past the 30. So a roughly 25-yard return from the 5 to about the 30. CMU will start with decent field position. 1st and 10. Okay, the ball is officially spotted on CMU's own 30-yard line. CMU's last score was in the first quarter. They scored with 4 minutes, 23 seconds left on the clock in the first quarter. They scored a touchdown, but the extra point was missed. That's why they're trailing by 1. Ben Mills in the game at quarterback. Luke Bickledge behind Mills. 2 wide receivers on the right and 1 on the left. And a tight end on each side of the line. Hand off to Bickledge. Finds some traffic at first. Bounces it outside, and he's knocked out of bounds. And now some bit of chatter going on down on that sideline. The Geneva player that knocked Bickledge out of bounds is Derek Sneed. Gain of roughly 1 on the play, sets up 2nd and 9. Ball spotted on CMU's 31, and first down markers around the 40. J.D. Dayhoff came in for 2 snaps. The expected starting quarterback of CMU this season, but Ben Mills has been the frequent quarterback in this game. Motion and a handoff to Bickledge, who fights for space, gets past the 35, spins around, stays on his feet, past the 40, and is brought down around the 45. Luke Bickledge. Looked like he carried a couple players with him on that carry. That's definitely enough for a first down for CMU. Ball officially spotted on CMU's 45. 1st and 10. No huddle for CMU. Ben Mills still the quarterback. Gary Tomasetti, the tight end. He's the one on the right side of the line. You've seen him go in motion a few times from the slot to the side of the line. But one wide receiver on each side, and there again, Tomasetti in motion. Handoff to Ryan Shaw, the new running back, into the game, replacing Bickledge on that snap. Short gain, if any, on the play. 2nd down. Matter of fact, it'll be a loss of roughly 1. Ball spotted on CMU's 44-yard line, and the first down marker is on Geneva's 45. So CMU has some giant numbers on cards, which seem to be indicating plays from the sideline. They go no huddle. And those cards and some hand signals from the coaching staff indicate what play to run. Trips on the right side of the line, nobody on the left. Ryan Shaw still in the game to the right of Ben Mills. Tomasetti in motion, fake handoff to Shaw. There goes Mills rolling, throws deep downfield. The pass is short of Chris Hughes, the intended receiver. So an incomplete pass stops the clock. 6 minutes, 47 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Score is 7-6. CMU trailing Geneva in this football game. This is the 3rd game of the season for both of these teams. And neither of these teams have won a divisional game yet. So it's guaranteed that one of them will come out of this game with a division win. Timeout called. CMU was scheming some plays from the sideline to the players on the field, but CMU will call a timeout after not being completely clear, so they'll discuss it. They'll discuss it and then go back to execute, but the ball's spotted right now on CMU's own 44. The first down marker is on Geneva's 45, so it's 3rd and 11. Quick summary on drives. Geneva started with the ball. They ended after about 5 minutes on a punt. CMU then scored in roughly 5 minutes themselves. In fact, a little bit over 5 minutes. But CMU scored a touchdown, missed the extra point. It was their kicker, Hayden Hairston, who missed the extra point. Then Geneva went down, missed a field goal. CMU had a 3 and out. They punted. And then Geneva had the ball last. And on their last offensive possession, they scored a touchdown. Tyler Lippiat got the carry that scored the touchdown for Geneva, making it 7-6. Now CMU in on their response drive. Ben Mills keeps the football as it was heavily swatted away. Now Mills rolls and tries for a deep pass. That one out of bounds. The intended receiver for CMU is Michael Uribe. But CMU fails to score. This one not a 3 and out. They did get a first down, but they can't get another first down on this set, so it seems their punting team will come out and give the ball back to Geneva. Casey Jabe is the punter for CMU and back deep to return the kick for Geneva is Peyton Schell. That one is fielded by Schell around the 10, and he'll take it back. Stays on his feet for a bit, but is brought down around the 15. So CMU's offense struggling. Their defense has been pretty strong, only let up 1 touchdown to this point. Each team has scored 1 touchdown, but the difference is in the missed extra point after the touchdown CMU scored back in the first quarter. 6 minutes, 25 seconds left in the second quarter. Halftime approaching, but Geneva will have the football here as the sun continues to set. We're under 80 degrees now here in Pittsburgh. Boston Tofelsky, the quarterback, under center with several options at the running back position. It's a fake pitch and now a throw downfield, but it's over the head of Peyton Shell. The Geneva's had an interesting scheme week to week. Last week against W&J, they only attempted 2 passes. Blake Pete, or excuse me, they didn't only attempt 2 passes, but they had 2 recorded receptions. Both were by Blake Pete. He gained a total of 24 yards on pass receptions, but in this game they've been targeting Peyton Shell in the air, and most other plays have been on the ground. Austin Tofelsky under center. CMU creates a swarm on the front lines. That run doesn't go very far. It was Tofelsky who kept it himself. So it's third down, no gain on that play. 3rd and 10, the ball still on Geneva's own 15-yard line, and the first down marker is on Geneva's 25. Tofelsky's been under center for most plays in this game. For most snaps, I should say. That ball handed off. Tyler Lippiat, the one on the carry, and a flag flies after the tackle's made. But that run goes for a short gain. It's now 4th and 9. But that's pending the penalty marker. So for Geneva, number 4 is Frankie Centofanti. So he gets called for an unsportsmanlike conduct, which pushes Geneva back and half the distance to the goal since they were inside the 20. So they're likely to punt here on 4th down. Punting for Geneva, back there is Kurt Pucci. And it's Ben Armbruster for CMU. He's stationed around Geneva's 40 in anticipation to return this punt. Punt's up, tipped a bit, and it's short. Armbruster will catch it, and he'll be brought down around the 30-yard line, but excellent field position for CMU to start this next drive. 5 minutes, 15 seconds left in the second quarter. Geneva leads CMU 7-6. So CMU will start in Geneva's territory. The last 2 drives have ended in punts. CMU started its first offensive drive with a touchdown, but its last 2 offensive drives have ended in punts. CMU will start with the football already pretty much in field goal range to start this drive. But Geneva only had the ball for 1 minute and 10 seconds before punting it away back to CMU. CMU trailing by a point. But as the football here, it's Ben Mills as the quarterback. He has Luke Bickledge behind him, and there's receivers spread out. Bickledge gets the handoff. Takes his time, maneuvers through some defenders, and after dancing a bit is brought down around Geneva's 25. Second down. Ball officially spotted on Geneva's 26, so it's 2nd and 6. CMU on offense. And you're watching the live stream of Carnegie-Mellon University football on athletics.cmu.edu. I'm Nicholas Callas. Matt Sloan is the one on the camera for this game. CMU trailing by a point, motion by Chris Hughes, but pass goes to the far sideline. It's Ben Armbruster on the reception. Tried to reach for that first down. We'll see where the ball is spotted. Spotted around the 20. That is enough for a CMU first down. So here the ball officially spotted on Geneva's 20. It's 1st and 10 for CMU on Geneva's 20-yard line. Ben Mills will go in the shotgun. He has Luke Bickledge to his right. One wide receiver on the left and two on the right. There's slot man in motion. Fake handoff to Bickledge. Throw downfield. The pass is knocked away. Second down, Chris Hughes was the intended receiver. Brady Corkland was the one for Geneva who knocked that pass away. So it's second down, still 10 yards to a first for CMU on Geneva's 20. Luke Bickledge still in the game. He's behind Ben Mills. Motion, snap, and a handoff to Bickledge. He'll take it past the 15, brought down short of the 10. At least a 5-yard gain on that play. It's third down. So an official gain of 7 on the play. The ball spotted on Geneva's 13-yard line. It's third down and 3 yards to a first. The first down marker is at the 10-yard line. Chris Hughes and Kerry Tomasetti on the left side of the line as receivers. Ben Armbruster the only one on the right. Luke Bickledge to the right of Ben Armbruster. Or excuse me, Luke Bickledge next to Ben Mills, the quarterback of CMU. But it's a handoff to Bickledge from Ben Mills. Luke Bickledge escaped a couple tackles and made it into the end zone for the CMU touchdown. Luke Bickledge, his second rushing touchdown of the game. Now CMU back out on top. They haven't led since about 5 minutes left in the first quarter. They lead it again. It's 12-7, and CMU will just attempt an extra point. Hayden Hairston kicks it up. That extra point goes through. So Hayden Hairston 1 for 2 on extra points in this game, but CMU up by 6. 2 minutes, 57 seconds left in the first half. You're watching the live stream of Carnegie-Mellon University football on athletics.cmu.edu. You can check out all athletics on that page. Again, athletics.cmu.edu. Check out all the sports that Carnegie-Mellon University has. And the President's Athletic Conference, CMU, decided to join the President's Athletic Conference in the year 2014. Since CMU has been in the President's Athletic Conference, CMU has beaten Geneva every time. So CMU, since being in the PAC, is 6-0 against Geneva. The closest game that these two played in, the closest final score was 22-21. That was the game they played in 2014. September the 27th, CMU beat Geneva 22-21. This game's been pretty close through one half. Hayden Hairston kicks it away from the 35. Ball brought in and taken back by Geneva. Gino Mavero on the return. He gets it out to about the 20, so a roughly 10-yard return there. Gives Geneva an opportunity to start on offense on its own 20. 1st and 10 from Geneva's own 20. Tommy Corey for CMU, credited with the tackle on that return attempt. And here comes Geneva's offense. Despite a few pass attempts, their game has been mostly rushing. Triple option still in effect. I've even been fooled a couple times, so their run game has been rather effective. Tefelsky rolls, and he is brought down quickly. Taken down by CMU's nose tackle, Skylar Blacker. Skylar Blacker, a senior, standing at 6'2", 300 pounds. Certainly a cog that can get through most offensive lines. Big man, and right there got to Tefelsky before he could dance away from danger. So it's second down for Geneva, an official loss of 3 on the play. So the ball spotted on Geneva's own 18. Tefelsky under center. That'll be a handoff. Devin Palacios was the one on the carry. A short gain on the play. Geneva's broken even. They're back to their own 20-yard line. It's third down and 10. The ball spotted on the 20. And for a first down, Geneva would have to get to its own 30. Just about a minute, 40 seconds left in the second quarter. CMU just scored a touchdown on offense. They're back on top. Score is 13-7. Tefelsky keeps it himself, and he's knocked down hard. A few players got in there for CMU. Tommy Corey and Skylar Blacker credited with getting to Tefelsky first. So after that play, a timeout called by Geneva. Both teams now have used 2 timeouts this half. Or I correct myself, it was CMU calling the timeout. CMU now is out of timeouts for the half. Geneva's only used 1 so far, and they used it way back in the first quarter. But the punter out for Geneva, it's Kurt Pucci. And back deep for CMU, Ben Armbruster. Armbruster positioned around the 50. Straight rush by CMU. Pucci punts it away, though. Armbruster fields it around midfield, calls for a fair catch. And he successfully receives that punt. So with a minute 21 left in the second quarter, it's CMU 13, Geneva 7. Both teams with an opportunity to win their first divisional games, but only one will. Both teams 0-1 in division. CMU has won a game, though, this season. They beat Waynesburg in a non-divisional matchup. That won't have much bearing on standings, though. Standings will be determined by divisional record, not overall. Spread formation. Tomasetti, the tight end, will squat down, so he's not a slot man on this play. Ben Mills in the backfield. Has some pressure now. Throws. The pass caught by Chris Hughes, who goes out of bounds past the 40-yard line in Geneva's territory. It'll be close to a first down, but not quite. Ball spotted on the 40, and the first down markers at the 39, so 2nd and 1. One wide receiver on the left, 2 on the right. It's Armbruster and Hughes, the junior pair on the right side of the line. Ben Mills still the quarterback, fakes the handoff, passes far sideline, and the ball is on the ground. The intended receiver was Michael Uribe for CMU. That'll set up now 3rd and short. The ball spotted on the 40 in Geneva's territory, and the first down markers on the 39. Luke Bickledge still in the game. It's been a while since Ryan Shaw's gotten any carries. Also, J.D. Dayhoff, the senior who is expected to start, got in for a couple snaps. Ben Mills has been the primary quarterback in this game, but J.D. Dayhoff allegedly has been struggling with injury. That's why he didn't play at all against Waynesburg last Thursday, and that's why he hasn't played much in this game. Ben Mills hands off to Luke Bickledge, who has enough for the first down if he holds on to the football, which he does. That's a short carry, but enough to give CMU another set of downs. The Ball officially spotted on Geneva's 35. And CMU now working quickly with no timeouts left. They give an intentional spike. So that'll cost them a down, but it stops the clock with about a minute left in this first half. CMU has no timeouts left in the half, so they'll have to rely on other schemes to stop the clock. But it's 2nd and 10. The ball on on Geneva's 35, and the first down marker is on Geneva's 25. Ben Mills still at quarterback, the freshman. Has Luke Bickledge to his right, 2 wide receivers on the left and 2 on the right. Pass attempt coming, throw by Mills toward the end zone. Chris Hughes jumps, and Chris Hughes comes down with the football, a touchdown. The second consecutive offensive drive that CMU has scored on. And they've increased their lead. The score is now 19-17. So a roughly 30-yard touchdown pass from Ben Mills to Chris Hughes gives CMU 6 more points, and that's pending this extra point, which is up and good. Second extra point of the game made by CMU's Hayden Hairston. With about 53 seconds left in the first half, CMU leads Geneva 20-7. So CMU does not have 21 because their first touchdown was not met with an extra point. Hayden Hairston missed the extra point but made his most recent 2. Geneva was playing even with CMU in the first quarter and then to start the second quarter, but CMU has been doing well toward the end of this second quarter, scoring 2 touchdowns within the last 5 minutes of this second quarter. Also, Chris Hughes, who caught that most recent touchdown last week against Waynesburg, didn't have too many receptions. He had 2, but both of them were for touchdowns. Chris Hughes has some good hands, and he also has good footwork. A couple of his touchdowns scored against Waynesburg were toe tappers around the corner of the end zone that counted as touchdowns. That one, he had to get up over the defense a bit, make a jump. The one in this game that he just scored. But good hands. Got CMU a touchdown. Good hands by Chris Hughes. Here's a return by Geneva. It's Gino Mavero, who's brought down short of the 20. So 1st and 10 for Geneva. Geneva trailing by a couple possessions, though they have the upper hand. They wouldn't tie the game after 2 possessions if they got a couple touchdowns. They would have an opportunity to take the lead because of that missed extra point by CMU on its first touchdown. But CMU had a couple rushing touchdowns from Luke Bickledge, and that most recent touchdown scored by CMU was a 30-yard pass from Ben Mills to Chris Hughes. Tefelsky for Geneva will just take a knee with the football. And it seems Geneva intends to just run out the clock and take its opportunities in the second half. Geneva received the kick to start the first half, so they won't receive starting the second half, which means that they're intending on relying on their defense to get some stops and allow their offense to get back on the field only with this 13-point deficit. But the clock will run out. We're just past 7 o'clock here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The sun's starting to set, giving a cool 70 degrees now on the horizon. I'm Nicholas Callas, Matt Sloan doing the camera work for us in this game. You're watching the live stream of Carnegie-Mellon University football on athletics.cmu.edu. The first half has officially expired. It's 20-7. CMU leads Geneva. And 20 minutes are put on the clock. That's 20 minutes till the second half will begin. I'm going to take a quick break here, but again, you're watching the live stream of Carnegie-Mellon University football on the Carnegie-Mellon University athletics site. I'll be back in about 5 minutes to give you a summary of scoring so far and give you some statistics from both teams. You are watching Carnegie-Mellon University football on athletics.cmu.edu. I'm Nicholas Callas. It's halftime in this game. CMU is leading right now. It's 20-7. Second half is approaching, but halftime right now. I'll give you a scoring summary from both teams. Geneva started with the football. Their first drive ended in a punt. Then CMU turned that around, scored a touchdown, missed the extra point, but they were up 6-0 after a J.D. Dayhoff handoff to Luke Bickledge from about 3 yards out. Then Geneva got the ball back. They attempted a field goal that ended up missing. Then they played good defense. CMU ended up punting on their next offensive drive. That led Geneva to scoring a touchdown at the beginning of the second quarter. Scored a touchdown on a Tyler Lippiat 3-yard handoff. That made the score 7-6 after a successful extra point. Then a couple of punts were traded before CMU scored its second touchdown of the game. This one was a Ben Mills handoff. Short gain from Luke Bickledge to score the touchdown, but that was Luke Bickledge's second rushing touchdown of the game. That made it 13-7 after the extra point was successful. Geneva ended up punting the ball away on its next offensive drive. Then CMU, within a minute, scored its third touchdown of the game. Ben Mills threw a 30-yard pass to Chris Hughes, and the extra point was good. So that was CMU's third touchdown, and without a third extra point, they were stuck at 20. But again, they made that extra point. So CMU with 3 touchdowns, Geneva with 1. There was only one field goal attempt in that first half, and it was missed by Geneva. CMU hasn't attempted any field goals, but they haven't really needed to, scoring 3 touchdowns and leading this game by a couple possessions. Here's some halftime numbers for you. First, for the teams, Geneva has achieved 7 first downs as compared to CMU's 10. Geneva as a team has rushed 28 times for a total of 125 yards. CMU has also rushed for 125 yards, but on 17 carries, so 11 less than Geneva. Passing yards, Geneva is at 27 right now, and most of the pass attempts and completions have gone to Peyton Shell. For CMU, they've passed for 50 yards. CMU, 3 of 5 third down conversions. Geneva, 2 of 5 third down conversions, and neither team has attempted a fourth down conversion. Again, either punts or field goal attempts have been the result of fourth down plays. For Geneva, their rushing game has been prominent in this one. Gino Mavero had a 50-yard rush, which led to Geneva's first touchdown of the game. But Gino Mavera leads in terms of gained yards. He's ran 3 carries in this game, but has netted 66 yards. Tyler Lippiat has rushed for 29 yards on 8 carries. Boston Tefelsky, the quarterback of Geneva, has had 10 rushing attempts for a gain of 30 yards. And Blake Pete's been in the mix. He's gotten 4 carries for a total of 9 yards. Passing, Boston Tefelsky has attempted 3 passes. 2 of them were complete, both of them to Peyton Shell. Peyton Shell has 2 receptions for 27 yards. His longest was 17, so that means the other reception was worth 10 yards. For Carnegie-Mellon, they've had a few players get in the mix as well in terms of rushers. Luke Bickledge, though, is the leader, has gotten the most carries and has achieved the most yards. 13 carries, 101 yards in total. Ben Mills, the quarterback, scrambled for 11 yards, so he's credited with 1 carry. Ben Armbruster got a jet sweep carry, which gave him 11 yards. And then Ryan Shaw has been in the game for a couple snaps. He got 2 carries, totaling 3 yards each. For receivers, Chris Hughes, 1 receiving touchdown. He's gotten 2 completions, or he's gotten 2 receptions for 45 yards total. Ben Armbruster has also gotten 2 receptions, but for significantly less yards. He's only accumulated 5 yards on pass receptions. And again, he has a carry in this game too. Ben Mills, the quarterback for CMU, passing. He's completed 4 passes on 10 attempts for 50 total yards, and 1 of them was completed to Chris Hughes for a touchdown, and his longest pass of the day was 36 yards. So again, Geneva continuing to do well as a rushing team. They've got that triple option going, and it worked through most of the first quarter, but in the second quarter, CMU's defense got more aggressive, stopped those runs, and CMU turned their defensive stops into offensive points. And that's a big reason why they're leading right now. Geneva just struggling to trick CMU anymore. And while we have a moment during halftime here too, we talked about how this game will result in one of these teams getting their first divisional win of the season. Well, the other game going on right now in the PAC in the Northern Division will result in one team getting its first loss in division play. Grove City and Westminster are playing each other right now. Grove City beat CMU in week 1. Westminster beat Geneva in week 1. So one of those two teams is certain to get its first divisional loss of the season, while one of these teams playing right now will get its first divisional win. But there's one more game going on in the PAC right now, and no score reported yet between Waynesburg and Bethany, but that game is a Southern Division game. The other Southern Division game this week in the PAC will take place tomorrow. Washington and Jefferson will play St. Vincent tomorrow, April the 10th. That game's scheduled to start at 1 p.m. But two divisions this season in the PAC. PAC's been doing much with all of its sports to limit travel and contact and other things that may increase the spread of COVID-19 this season, but the PAC decided to split all 10 teams up into two divisions. That way all the teams in the PAC are split up. You have less games during the season, but all the teams playing each other in two separate bubbles, so to speak. One of teams in the north geographically, and the rest made up of teams in the south geographically around areas that the PAC makes up. And then at the end, the PAC planned and still plans to have a crossover event where seeds from the north will match up with seeds from the south to play in one game to end the season. It's moreover to crown a champion among the first place teams that will play each other from the north and from the south. But the other teams who are seeded will play in that crossover as well, just to have an extra game and more games to play, more repetitions to be had, and especially for seniors, one more game to be played in what has been a tragedy for them not to be able to play in games, missing out on football entirely in the year of 2020, and then having a shortened season here in 2021. So I'm certain the upperclassmen on these teams will want to soak in as much game times and gameplay as they can. And of course, there are more tragic things that have gone on during COVID-19, but it's certainly, if you're a sports fan, spare a thought for the seniors who were playing in the heart of this pandemic. But also another note on the divisions in terms of standings. So he said 5 teams were expected to be broken up into all 10 teams were expected to be broken up into two divisions, totaling 5 teams per division. But Case Western Reserve and Teal decided to pull out. They decided to withdraw their participation in football for this spring 2021 season. So that left 5 teams in the South Division. It was W&J, St. Vincent, Waynesburg, Bethany, and CMU, and then 3 teams in the North, Geneva, Westminster, and Grove City. So the PAC decided to move CMU from the South to the North. So that's why CMU is a Northern Division team now, because the two other North teams, Case Western Reserve and Teal, opted not to play a season. Teal College football has not won a game in several years. 2017 was the last year that they won a football game. Or no, it was before that. 2016 was the last year that they won a football game. It's been a rough go for them. Case Western Reserve has recently been a PAC champion, and they were one of the more shocking teams not to play football this season, but they've had a successful program over the years, and they've decided to just play it safe and stay out. of the football scene in the President's Athletic Conference this year. But other than those two, that leaves the other 8 teams in the President's Athletic Conference participating and enjoying football in the spring season. I almost want to say that it's been mostly a spring feel in these games, but that is not true. Last week when CMU played Waynesburg, in Waynesburg, it was snowing, and it was about close to the 40-degree margin, but it was in the 50s mostly throughout, but snow was falling down. It was a cold night, so you got a football feel last week. This week, though, up in Pittsburgh with CMU hosting, it's been rather warm. It started in the 80s, but it's cooled off since with the sun going down. It's around the 70s right now, but still a very, very comfortable temperature, and without the sun beating down now, starting the second half might be comfortable playing under the lights. Friday night football, enjoying your end of the week with a nice football game. We got some fans in the stands here, some CMU students. PAC has recommended that all schools just let students attend outdoor activities, no visitors or anybody else that isn't affiliated or participating or enrolled at each individual school. So for that, you see several Carnegie-Mellon University students amongst some other people, but enjoying the luxury of having football back at their school. Like many other lower division schools, are excited to have football games be played again. Well, just about 3 minutes left until halftime ends. I'm Nicholas Callas. Matt Sloan doing the camera work as well for us. In this game, you are watching the live stream of Carnegie-Mellon University football on athletics.cmu.edu. So Ben Mills right now is the quarterback for Carnegie-Mellon University. Ben Mills, a freshman, standing at 6'2", 205 pounds. He's from the state of Texas. Last week against Waynesburg, Ben Mills completed 10 passes on 18 attempts, threw for 156 yards, credited with 3 touchdowns, and didn't throw an interception. He played through the majority of the first half before some other backups got in because that game was largely lopsided and resulted in a 51-0 final score. But in this game, Ben Mills has been more prominent. He's been the primary quarterback. Hasn't passed too much. 4 completions on 10 attempts for 50 yards and 1 touchdown. He still has yet to throw an interception in his collegiate career. Still a young man, still a freshman. J.D. Dayhoff made a surprise appearance for CMU in this game. He was in for a couple snaps. J.D. Dayhoff got in and handed off a couple balls to Luke Bickledge, one of which made its way to the end zone on a 3-yard rush by Bickledge for CMU's first touchdown of the game. But other than those 2 snaps, it's been mostly Ben Mills in the game playing the quarterback position. Well, another update here on the other game in the Northern Division. Westminster is leading Grove City 7-3, but Grove City, after giving up a touchdown, responded with a field goal. Now Westminster has the ball back. But again, 7-3, Westminster leads Grove City. That's a battle of the 2 teams in the Northern Division that have not lost a division game yet. So one of those teams will lose a game after that one finishes up. And in this game, one of these teams will come out with its first divisional win between CMU and Geneva. Both of these teams 0-1 in divisional play. Geneva has yet to win a football game yet this season, and Geneva historically has not beaten CMU since CMU joined the PAC back in 2014. Geneva is 0-6 against CMU since 2014. But Geneva's hung into this game. It's 20-7. Geneva has 1 touchdown after a 3-yard rush from Tyler Lippiat. But 15 minutes back on the clock. Geneva received in the first half, so Geneva will kick in the second. And CMU will return. So kicking for Geneva, it's Daniel Nordis. And back deep for CMU, It's Kevin Arcia. Kevin Arcia and Ariane Hegde. But the ball taken up. That's Hegde with the football, and he is brought down around midfield. Ariane Hegde took it in from inside the 20 and brought it all the way out to the 50. A well-returned ball. And CMU will start at midfield on this drive. 1st and 10. Geneva had the football to end the second quarter, to end the first half. They decided to kneel out the clock and just trust their defense to prevent CMU from scoring so they could get the football back and perhaps chip away at CMU's lead. But CMU has the ball to start on Geneva's 49. Ben Mills, the quarterback, hands off to Luke Bickledge. Bickledge around midfield gets tackled as a flag goes down on the play. First player there for Geneva was James Clark. But we'll see what this flag means. So CMU caught on a holding penalty, which will move them back to start their first offensive drive of the half. Ben Mills, the freshman quarterback, still in the game. Through one passing touchdown. CMU has had more pass attempts than Geneva in this game, but still CMU has been running the football more frequently than passing. Motion. Pass from Mills is dropped. In and out of the hands of Chris Hughes, who tried to make an underhand catch on a dive past the defenders, but he couldn't reel it in. And now it's second down. 2nd and 20, the ball spotted on CMU's 41, and the first down marker is on Geneva's 39. CMU got called with a hold, which pushed them back 10 yards to start this drive. Bickledge to the left of Ben Mills in the backfield. Two wide receivers on the right, one on the left. Pass play. Mills finds pressure. Stays on his feet, though. Ben Mills elusive. He'll run it past the line of scrimmage, and he'll take the ball back to midfield. After running out of bounds, it's actually just before midfield. That's where the ball will be spotted, but it's third down. And Ben Mills gained about 5 yards on that quarterback run. Ben Mills in this game, he had a couple opportunities to run away from pressure and gain some yards on his own. He's an elusive quarterback, throws well, and also scrambles well when he has to. Chris Hughes is on the left side of the line right now. Luke Bickledge is with Ben Armbruster. And then on the right side of the line, it's Kerry Tomasetti, who's in the slot, and then Ben Armbruster on the far side. And there's another receiver that now joins Chris Hughes on the left. Pass play, Ben Mills has time, throws a deep pass that's over everybody. Seems he was throwing for a fade, but the intended receiver, Michael Uribe, ran a cutback around the 30-yard line. The ball landed around the 15, so perhaps some miscommunication there, but ultimately an incomplete pass sets up a 4th down and 15 situation for CMU, who seems to bring out its punting unit. Casey Jabe, the one getting ready to punt for CMU, and back deep to return the punt is Peyton Schell for Geneva. Ball kicked toward the sideline, and that'll go out of bounds in between the 20 and 25 in Geneva's territory. So CMU had the ball for a little over a minute, but after a holding penalty that cost them 10 yards, they get forced on a 3-and-out to punt the football away. So now it's 1st and 10 for Geneva. Geneva has the ball on its own 26. That's where the ball is spotted. Geneva's been running a triple option for most of this game and most of this season, for that matter. They're notorious for triple option runs. Tofalski keeps it himself after a fake. Crosses the 40, gets past the 50 now, still on his feet, into CMU's side of the field, and he's brought down past the 40. The ball will be spotted on CMU's 36. And a new set of downs for Geneva. They've had a couple big runs in this game, one by Gino Mavero that went 50 yards, and that one ran by quarterback Boston Tofalski, went for roughly 40. Maybe a little more, but 1st and 10 for Geneva on CMU's 36. Tofalski under center, motion, and ball handed off to the big man, Tyler Lippiat, 5'10", 220-pound freshman. He scored his first collegiate touchdown in Week 1 against Westminster, and coming into this game, he's gotten 20 attempts for 84 yards and 1 touchdown, averaging 4.2 a carry. But in this game, so far, Lippiat has ran for 9 attempts, 34 yards total. And that run stopped quickly. The ball carrier for Geneva was Devin Palacios, another freshman. 3 freshman running backs and 1 sophomore running back have been the main ball carriers in this game. They've got some young running personnel. Gino Mavero, the sophomore, Tyler Lippiat, Blake Pete, and Devin Palacios, all freshmen. So 3 backs in the backfield, and Tofalski under center. And Tofalski keeps it himself. He is knocked backwards quickly by the CMU defense. Well, the triple option plays were working through the first part of the game. It worked for most of the first quarter and then to start the second quarter, but CMU's defense not being fooled anymore. It's 4th down and 5. The ball spotted on CMU's 31, and the first down marker is on CMU's 26. But Geneva and its triple options aren't working very well anymore. CMU's defense has been aggressive and all over whoever's carrying the ball. Geneva will elect to go for it. Throw from Tofalski downfield is out of bounds. A heroic effort there by Blake Pete, the intended receiver, but the ball was well too far out of bounds so Pete didn't really have an opportunity to get back inbounds with the football, so an incomplete pass makes that a turnover on downs. Geneva fails to score, and CMU will get the football back 1st and 10 from CMU's own 31. 10:58 left in the third quarter. CMU leads Geneva 20-7 in this President's Athletic Conference football game. Fake jet sweep handoff, and now Luke Bickledge runs that one out to around the 40. He's brought down. Significant gain on the play. 2nd down. So Luke Bickledge has a career high in rushing yards. His previous best was 93 yards last year against Waynesburg. He had 92 last week against Waynesburg, and in this game, Bickledge is already well above 100. So Luke Bickledge, he's now at 110 on 14 carries in this game, so a new single game high for Luke Bickledge. He's now at 110 and counting. Fake handoff, Ben Mills now rolls, throws downfield. The pass is well out of the reach of the intended receiver, Kerry Tomasetti. Almost intercepted there, too, by Brady Corkland, one of Geneva's cornerbacks, but fortunately for CMU, the ball hit the ground and was not intercepted. So that stops the clock with 10 minutes, 11 seconds left in the third quarter. And that moves the down to 3rd now. It's 3rd and about 1. The ball spotted on CMU's own 40. So they're 1 yard away from a new set of downs. Motion by Tomasetti. Ben Mills will hand it off to Luke Bickledge, who gets the first down and a bit more. Runs it toward the far side, crosses midfield. He's got some space as he crosses the 30. He's brought down. Nicholas Ottaviani credited with a tackle for Geneva, but a large run there from Luke Bickledge takes CMU to Geneva's side of the field, and it gives them another first down. 1st and 10, ball spotted on Geneva's 29. Tomasetti, Armbruster, and Hughes on the left side of the line. And now Ryan Shaw's in the game for CMU. Ben Mills still the quarterback, motioned by Tomasetti, but a handoff to Shaw. He crosses the 30, and he's brought down around the 25. So, sizable gain on that play. About 3 yards. Now it's 2nd and 7. The ball spotted on Geneva's 25. J.D. Dayhoff will come back in the game. Ben Armbruster taken out. J.D. Dayhoff playing receiver. Ben Mills still playing the quarterback position. So Dayhoff on the right side of the line. Chris Hughes on the left side. And Kerry Tomasetti in the slot. He's number 4, and he's next to the line. Tomasetti goes in motion now. Goes back, and there's the snap to Ben Mills, who hands off. Ryan Shaw again on the carry. This time, though, he's brought down quickly. Gary Weaver, a linebacker on the Geneva team, credited with getting there first and securing the tackle. Ben Armbruster back in the game, and coming out, Quinn Murray, the tight end of CMU. Now it's 3rd down, still 7 to go. The ball spotted on Geneva's 27. Armbruster and Dayhoff on the right side of the line. Hughes all alone on the left side. Stacked left side of the line for CMU. Ryan Shaw still in the game as the halfback. Shaw gets the handoff right up the middle, finds space, crosses the 20, crosses the 15, and he's brought down. Again, tackle made by Gary Weaver of Geneva, but that's not enough to prevent another CMU first down. It's 1st and 10. The ball spotted on Geneva's 18-yard line. 7 minutes, 40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. It's 20-7. CMU leads Geneva in this President's Athletic Conference Northern Division football game. We are receivers on the right. Kerry Tomasetti, Ben Armbruster, and Chris Hughes from left to right. Luke Bickledge back in the game for CMU. And Luke Bickledge immediately met by a Geneva defender, brought down by Dakota Allen, a linebacker who got in quickly to stop that run. And that'll go down for a loss on the play. Significant loss, too, about 5 yards. So 2nd down and 15. The ball spotted on Geneva's 20, and the first down markers around Geneva's 5. CMU's had the football for about 4 minutes now on this drive. Geneva turned the ball over on downs in its last offensive drive. Motion by Tomasetti. And there's Ben Mills now. Throws downfield. The pass is incomplete, intended for Luke Bickledge. And after that completion, it's 3rd down. 6 minutes, 33 seconds left on the clock in the 3rd quarter. It's 20-7. CMU leads Geneva. Another update, too, on the other Northern Division game going on today in the President's Athletic Conference. Westminster College leading Grove City College. Scores 10-3 in the 2nd quarter. Michael Uribe back in the game as a receiver. He joins Kerry Tomasetti on the left side of the line. Ben Armbruster and Chris Hughes on the right side. And Luke Bickledge to the right of Ben Mills. Tomasetti in motion. And there's the handoff to Luke Bickledge, who crosses the 15, and he's brought down around the 10. Now it's 3rd down, but a penalty marker. Zach Zaransky for CMU called for the hold, which pushes CMU back 10 yards, so they'll replay 3rd down. But now the first down marker is 25 yards away. The ball spotted on the 30, and the first down marker at Geneva's 5. Ryan Shaw back in the game as the halfback, motion by Uribe. Now triple on the right side for receivers. Throw down by Ben Mills is way too high, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Derek Sneed, who's brought down around the 10-yard line. Chris Hughes there first for CMU to make the tackle. But that's the first collegiate interception thrown by Ben Mills. That one was over every CMU defender every CMU receiver, and could only be picked up by a Geneva player on defense. Derek Sneed, a bit injured though after being tackled on that interception. He'll be helped off the field. So nothing serious enough that prevents him from getting to the sideline. But Geneva will start back on offense. 5 minutes, 58 seconds left in the third quarter. It's 20-7, CMU leads. CMU had the ball for exactly 5 minutes before ending that drive in an interception, and immediately CMU takes down Geneva's quarterback, Boston Tefelsky. That'll bring up second down and an official loss of 2 on the play. Again, Geneva not fooling CMU's defense anymore. Ball spotted on Geneva's own 8-yard line. Tefelsky under center for Geneva. Tefelsky gives the handoff to Tyler Lippiet. Lippiet, the biggest of all the running backs that have gotten the ball in this game. He's a 5'10", 220-pound freshman from Salem, Ohio. Lippiet's been the first option mostly for Geneva in this game. Then it's been Pete, then Mavero, and then if either of those fail, then Tefelsky just takes it himself. That pass intended for Peyton Shell, and it goes incomplete. So now it's fourth down. Fourth down and roughly 9 to go. Geneva will bring out its punting unit. Geneva continues to struggle on offense as the punter comes out, Kurt Pucci, who's expected to punt it away. And Ben Armbruster is around the 40 in Geneva's territory. And he's the only return man for CMU. And a whistle stops play. There's a flag down. So that delay of game penalty will cost Geneva 5 yards. So now the ball will be snapped from the 6-yard line. That'll just make Pucci have to punt it away in less time because the rushers for CMU will be closer. And Ben Armbruster, the punt returner for CMU, still around the 40 in Geneva's territory. Pucci punts it away, almost blocked. Armbruster will take it without a fair catch, so he'll try to return this one, and he gets about 5 yards before being brought down. So CMU with favorable field position to start this next drive after Geneva got forced to punt after a 3-and-out. Geneva had the ball on that last drive for about 1 minute and 20 seconds, but couldn't get past their own 20-yard line. They punted, and now CMU is back on offense. 4 minutes, 35 seconds left in this third quarter. It's 20-7. CMU leads Geneva in this President's Athletic Conference Northern Division football game. J.D. Dayhoff back in the game for CMU at the quarterback position. Dayhoff hands it off to Bickledge. A couple flags go down, and now whistles blow the play dead. We'll see what the infraction is. Number 53 for CMU is Dan Bellardi. Called with a false start. That'll cost CMU 5 yards, pushing them back to Geneva's 41. So now it's 1st and 15. Dayhoff still in the game. Played a couple snaps at quarterback and a couple at wide receiver as well for CMU in this game, but he's back to quarterback as Luke Bickledge to his right. Fakes the handoff, now throws toward the middle of the field. That's over all offensive and defensive players on that part of the field. It seemed that Ben Armbruster was the intended receiver, but incomplete pass makes it 2nd down and 15. J.D. Dayhoff allegedly didn't play in the game against Waynesburg last week because of injury. And he didn't need to play either because Ben Mills did well enough to lead CMU to a 51-0 win against Waynesburg. But J.D. Dayhoff getting some snaps here in a game that's still relatively close. 4:30 left in the third quarter, 20-7 is the score. So it's a 2-possession game at this point. Motion by Armbruster, and a flag flies as the carry is developing by Luke Bickledge. And he's brought down short of the 30. Let's see what the flag is. Head referee Mike Jarozinski explains. Okay, so an offsides penalty by Geneva, and CMU declines it, so that run by Luke Bickledge will stand. So it's 3rd down and about 6 to go. The ball spotted on Geneva's 32, and the first down marker is around Geneva's 25. And here's the play. It's Dayhoff still at quarterback. Pass play. Throw downfield. It's intercepted. Geneva's 2nd straight interception. That ball brought in by Dakota Allen. And he is brought down due to forward progress. But that's the 2nd drive by Geneva that has ended in an interception. Ben Mills threw one. Last drive, J.D. Dayhoff throws one on this drive. 3 minutes, 54 seconds left in the third quarter. CMU leads 20-7. So Geneva will start on its own 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Motion and carry for a short gain by Geneva's Tyler Lippiat. Just an update, too, on the other game going on in the Northern Division of the PAC. Westminster and Grove City, both undefeated. Both have not lost a game yet, playing each other. Tefelsky gets knocked down quickly by CMU after trying the quarterback sneak. Again, Geneva running a triple option. Simplify that, it's just quarterback has 3 options. Hands off to a running back behind him, hands off to the running back next to him, or keeps it himself. 3 options. Most of the time it's been Tefelsky trying to run it himself, but the next most carries have gone to Tyler Lippiat, who's the biggest man of the running backs that have gotten the ball in this game. Lippiat for the fake, and then Tefelsky keeps it himself for a short gain. So now 4th down. And about 3 to go. The ball's on Geneva's 38. And the first down marker is around the 41, still in Geneva's territory. And Geneva will once again elect to bring out the punting unit. Punter is Kurt Pucci, and back deep now a couple punt returners back deep. Chris Hughes and Ben Armbruster, both juniors, and also both wide receivers. Pucci punts it away from the 25. Armbruster will take it around the 20 in CMU's territory. Finds a hole up the middle, gains about 5 on the play as a flag goes down. And Armbruster stopped around the 25-yard line. So we'll see what this flag is. Right now, CMU on its own 25. Jack Koscho is number 22 for CMU. Called for an illegal block in the back, which pushes the return by Ben Armbruster back a few yards. So CMU will now start on its own 11-yard line, 1st and 10. But the second straight time that Geneva has punted. They've struggled on offense to start this second half. Handoff to Luke Bicklage, who's brought down on a short gain, and he's ruled down inbounds, 2nd down. So far, no scoring in this second half by either team. CMU punted it on its first offensive drive, then Geneva turned it over on downs. Then Ben Mills threw an interception. Geneva punted it back. Then J.D. Dayhoff threw an interception. And Geneva just punted it back to CMU. So now it's 2nd and about 7 from CMU's own 14. J.D. Dayhoff still the quarterback. Handoff to Luke Bicklage. And Bicklage is brought down. Another short gain there from CMU's main running back, who's a senior, 5'11", 185 pounds, from Greer, South Carolina. Luke Bicklage has done well to start the season against Grove City to start the season. He had the only 2 touchdowns scored by CMU in their 24-14 loss against Grove City. Last week against Waynesburg, he carried the ball 14 times for 92 yards total and had a couple of rushing touchdowns in that game as well. Again, Luke Bicklage on the carry, and he runs that one enough for a 1st down. Ball spotted around CMU's 30-yard line. That'll put the 1st down marker on CMU's 40, and a new set of downs for CMU, 1st and 10. And a note, again, but Luke Bicklage, his previous most yards in a single game was 93 yards against Waynesburg in 2019. In this game, Bicklage has rushed now for over 100 yards, to be more exact. Bicklage in this game has carried the ball 20 times and he's accumulated 162 yards. That's a new single-game high for him. He almost beat it last week as well. Bicklage ran for 92 yards, but Rich Lackner of CMU didn't want to keep him in too much. CMU won the game handedly against Waynesburg last week, 51-0. Again, Luke Bicklage, a new single-game high for total yards. 20 carries this game, and he's accumulated 162. If they keep giving him the ball through this 4th quarter, he might get to 200. But the 3rd quarter has ended. CMU still has the ball, and CMU is up by 2 possessions. Geneva's triple option scheme on offense has failed to work in this second half. But the defense has kept CMU off the board. CMU punted to start the half, and then on its last 2 offensive drives, interceptions were a result. Ben Mills threw one and J.D. Dayhoff threw one. There's the snap. Handoff. Brian Shaw in the game for Bicklage, and Shaw runs it for a little over 5 yards. And that'll make it 3rd down. Or correction, it's 2nd down. But 2nd down and roughly 4 to go. The ball spotted on CMU's own 36-yard line. J.D. Dayhoff still the quarterback for CMU. Three receivers on the right side of the line, none on the left. Motion and a fake handoff. J.D. Dayhoff rolls, throws, and it's in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Carey Tomasetti. So incomplete pass stops the clock with 14:16 left in regulation. An update on the game in division between Westminster and Grove City. It's still the second quarter. Westminster is beating Grove City 10-3, so a touchdown separates the two right now. This game, CMU's leading by about 2 touchdowns. CMU missed an extra point after its first touchdown. It was Hayden Hairston who missed the extra point, but he made his most recent 2. So CMU is 1 point off pace of 3 standard touchdowns with all extra point attempts being made. Timeout called by CMU, their first of the half. There haven't been any timeouts actually in this entire second half. Neither team has called any. So an update on the standings right now in the PAC, at least in the Northern Division. Grove City and Westminster both undefeated overall. They each have a 2-0 record, but they're playing each other right now, so one team will walk away with a loss. CMU and Geneva. CMU won last week against Waynesburg. Geneva lost to W&J last week, 20-6. So they have an 0-2 overall record after losing to non-division opponent W&J in week 2 and then losing in week 1 to Westminster. In the South Division, Washington and Jefferson leads with a 1-0 divisional record, 2-0 overall record. St. Vincent in second, Waynesburg in third, and Bethany in fourth. Waynesburg and Bethany are playing today, and neither of those teams have a win at all, divisional or overall. That's Ryan Shaw on the carry, and he is knocked out of bounds past the 40-yard line. That's enough for a first down, certainly for CMU. Luke Bickledge marches back into the game now, but Ryan Shaw on the long carry gives CMU a first down and puts CMU in Geneva's territory. Ryan Shaw, a sophomore from Emerson, New Jersey. Against Waynesburg, he carried the ball 15 times for 91 yards. He's gotten a few snaps in this game, but it's really been Luke Bickledge on display. Luke Bickledge at 162 yards on 20 carries at this point in the game. Dayhoff hands off to Bickledge, and Bickledge crosses the 40 before being brought down. That's second down. Ben Mills started this game at quarterback, and then J.D. Dayhoff came into the game. J.D. Dayhoff was not listed to participate in this game today. Wasn't on the expected players to get in, but he positioned himself as a wideout on some snaps, and most recently has played quarterback. And here he is, motioning Ben Armbruster inside, fake handoff to Armbruster, and that'll go up the middle to Bickledge. Bickledge stopped on forward progress with a little extra aggression after the whistle. That'll be third down. Ball spotted on Geneva's 36-yard line, and the first down marker is on Geneva's 31. So 3rd and 5. CMU still on offense. There have been no points put up by either team in this second half. Ben Armbruster and Carey Tomasetti on the left side of the line, and on the right, Chris Hughes in the slot, and Michael Uribe, the wideout. And a whistle stops play, and so Carnegie-Mellon calls its second timeout within the last 3 minutes of play. So they have one timeout left in the half. Geneva hasn't used any timeouts this half, so they still have all 3 remaining. With that, let's take a look at the schedules for both of these teams. First for Carnegie-Mellon University, CMU has played Grove City. They lost 24-14 in week 1, then played their non-divisional game against Waynesburg last week. And they beat Waynesburg handedly. 51-0 was the final score of that game. CMU has one game left in the regular season. They're expected to play Westminster on Friday, April the 16th at 7 o'clock at Westminster, so not here. This is the last home game that CMU will play before the crossover event scheduled for Friday, April the 23rd. So 3rd down and 5. After the CMU timeout, J.D. Dayhoff motions for Tomasetti in motion. To go in motion. Fake handoff to Bickledge. Now throw. That pass is caught by Chris Hughes around the 30-yard line, and that will be enough for a CMU first down. And the chains will move again. 12 minutes left in regulation of this game. CMU leads 20-7. Well, while this play gets called, we'll look at the Geneva schedule as well. They lost to Westminster 52-21 in week 1, then lost to Washington and Jefferson last week, Thursday, April the 1st, 20-6. And next week they'll play Grove City to end the regular season, and they will host Grove City. Tomasetti in motion again. Dayhoff gets the snap, hands off to Bickledge, who crosses the 25. Just moves quickly and barrels through the defenders to gain a good chunk of yardage. That's a gain of about 6 on the play. As a matter of fact, it'll be 5 more specifically, but the ball spotted on Geneva's 24. And the first down marker is at Geneva's 19. J.D. Dayhoff has Luke Bickledge behind him. 2 wide receivers on each side. Tomasetti in motion. There's a handoff again to Bickledge, who again barrels through the Geneva defense to cross the 20. Bickledge, 5'11", 185 pounds. He's a senior, and he's been moving well in this game for CMU. The leader right now in rushes. He's rushed 23 times for 172 yards. And that's a new single-season high for him in his collegiate career. 172 yards and counting. Bickledge lines up behind J.D. Dayhoff, the quarterback. Motion again by Tomasetti. Hand off to Bickledge. Stays on his feet. Goes toward the sideline and is knocked down before reaching the 15. Tackle credited to Geneva's Alex Neal, defensive lineman from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. 6', 255-pound junior. So it's 2nd and 9. The ball spotted on Geneva's 17-yard line. Ryan Shaw back in the game for CMU. He's next to J.D. Dayhoff. Michael Uribe is alone on the right side of the line. Ben Armbruster and Chris Hughes are on the left. Dayhoff looks to throw down the far sideline. The pass is incomplete. Chris Hughes, the intended receiver. Chris Hughes has made some agile catches over the last 2 games. He had 2 athletic catches against Waynesburg toward the corners of the end zones. His only 2 receptions against Waynesburg were touchdown catches. And in this game, he had a touchdown reception as well. The only receiving touchdown for either team in this game. Chris Hughes, pass from Ben Mills for about 30 yards. Ryan Shaw still in the game as the halfback. J.D. Dayhoff gets ready for the snap. He hands off to Shaw, who goes up the middle, finds some space, and is tripped up around the 10-yard line. And that'll make it 4th down. So 4th and about 2 to go. The ball spotted on Geneva's 10, and the first down markers around Geneva's 8. And it seems CMU will get the field goal personnel out there and attempt to add 3 more points to its total. Hayden Hairston in this game, 2 of 3 on extra point attempts. And here trots out his holder, Jack Koschko. And before that, before this play happens, a whistle stops play. Timeout called by Geneva. So Geneva calls a timeout, stops the clock with 8 minutes 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So again, looking at the schedule ahead, Carnegie-Mellon has one regular season game left to play. Carnegie-Mellon will play Westminster. That game scheduled for April the 16th. That's a Friday at 7 p.m. in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania, the hometown of Westminster College. And then Geneva will play also on Friday, April the 16th. Geneva will host Grove City. Grove City right now losing to Westminster. The second quarter of that game is ending. The score's 10-3. Westminster leads Grove City. So it's 4th and 3. CMU changes its mind, will not try for a field goal, but rather go for it. Katie Dayhoff, the quarterback, has Luke Bickledge to his right. Motion by Tomasetti. Bickledge gets the handoff, and he's immediately wrapped up. The first Geneva defender to get there was Dakota Allen. Saw him number one, and you see him celebrating over toward his sideline, happy to stop that run. So CMU elects not to go for points, but rather for yardage and more points on a touchdown, but that fourth down conversion fails. Turnover on downs by CMU gives Geneva the ball back. 1st and 10. And CMU on its own 15. Ball handed off, but CMU quickly wraps up the ball carrier. That's second down. Tyler Lippiat credited with the carry on that play. Second down. After a short gain, it's a reversal now. And knocked down quickly as the ball carrier for Geneva. Blake Pete was the ball carrier on that play, but that play will result in a loss of yardage, a loss of roughly 2. Now it's third down. The ball spotted on Geneva's own 11. First down marker is on Geneva's 23. Geneva not fooling the CMU defense. Saying that for this entire second half. A whistle stops play. All right, so I got to make a correction. I thought I might have been wrong. CMU has called all 3 of its timeouts. The last time I called in the game was by CMU. Geneva just used its first timeout of the game, or of the half, I mean. They have 2 remaining in the half. CMU out of timeouts. This game's still within reach. Geneva just does not have a passing nature to its game. Geneva just studies and tries to execute that triple option more often than not. A couple receptions were made today by Boston Tefelsky, the quarterback, to Peyton Shell. But other than that, Geneva's been relying on runs, and despite a few breakaway runs from Gino Mavero, Boston Tefelsky, and Devin Palacios, it hasn't been much. And CMU still not being fooled throughout this second half. Tefelsky under center. He'll give the short handoff to Tyler Lippiat. Certainly no gain on that play. And that'll make it fourth down. Now that'll bring Geneva's punting unit out. Ben Armbruster for CMU is back around the 40 in Geneva's territory, getting ready to return the punt. And again, the punter for Geneva, Kurt Pucci, will come out, and this is another time where he'll have to punt from his own end zone. Flag on the play as Pucci punts that one out. Armbruster calls it a fair catch and fields it inside the 40. But there is a flag on the play, so the officials will address that. .6:37 left in this fourth quarter. It's 20-7. CMU leads Geneva. No points have been scored in this second half. It's been punts, turnovers on downs, a couple interceptions thrown by CMU. But no points. The closest we came to points, CMU was about to kick a field goal, but called a timeout and then drew up an offensive play that failed on fourth down, which caused the turnover on downs that gave Geneva the ball, but Geneva was forced to punt. After a 3-and-out, they couldn't get anywhere on the running game, and now CMU has the football back. But after Geneva's punt, a flag was thrown after CMU got the punt return. So now let's see what the flag is. So Luke Bickledge was offsides, trying to rush the punter. 2 fouls on the play, running into the kicker, which was declined. But the offsides penalty will be upheld. They'll march the ball back from the end of Armbruster's reception, and it'll go back 5 yards. So CMU will start on Geneva's 43-yard line. Well, the horizon setting on the right side of the field from our vantage point. Mostly a dark blue sky and cool mid-60s weather right now. J.D. Dayhoff still the quarterback. Luke Bickledge to his left. Motion and a handoff. Bickledge will carry it past the 40, spin, and he'll be brought down just past the 40. Short gain on the play, second down. Tackle credited to Logan Renninger. It's a 6'5", 250-pound freshman from McClure, PA. Went to Mifflin County High School. Two wide receivers out there on the left for CMU. It's Armbruster and Hughes. But no pass here. Handoff again to Luke Bickledge, who's met quickly but stays on his feet, finds space down the sideline. It's taken out of bounds. That run by Bickledge will be enough for a new set of downs for CMU. Luke Bickledge has been the base of this CMU offense to this point in the game. Luke Bickledge now, 26 carries for 176 yards total. A single game high for him throughout his entire collegiate career. J.D. Dayhoff still the quarterback for CMU. He's 5 yards deep in the backfield. Motion by Tomasetti. But another handoff to Bickledge. He'll cross the 30 before being met by a slew of Geneva defenders. And that'll be third down after that short gain. Scores 20-7. Just under 5 minutes left in regulation of this game. CMU seeming to have no interest in rushing, just running out the clock, and now with an opportunity to secure its first divisional win of the season. 3 divisional games and 1 interdivisional game this season. CMU already played its interdivisional game against Waynesburg last week. Beat Waynesburg on April the 1st. 51-0. Bickledge again on the carry, runs backwards a bit, now crosses the 30 again, and he's knocked out of bounds around the 25 in Geneva's territory, but a short gain at that. And I'll set up third down for CMU. Third down and roughly 5 on the play from Geneva's 25. The first down markers at the 20. And Luke Bickledge taken out of the game. Ryan Shaw back in the game. And a new slot man. New wide receiver out there for CMU. It's Spencer Turling. He's in the slot on the right side of the line. J.D. Dayhoff still the quarterback. Motion from Turling. But a handoff to Shaw toward the far sideline. He'll cross the 25. He'll cross the 20. And he's brought down. CMU will earn a new set of downs after that run by Ryan Shaw. So though Luke Bickledge has been the focal point of the running game for CMU, don't sleep on Ryan Shaw, who now has ran 8 carries for 53 yards total. And an update on Luke Bickledge. He's carried the ball 30 times in this game, and he's 7 yards away from 200 in this game. Right now he's at 193. Ryan Shaw still the halfback, though, in the game for CMU. 3:30 left in regulation of this game. J.D. Dayhoff hands off to Ryan Shaw, who gets met by a few Geneva defenders who seem to slide off him. He's brought down on a short gain. So second down, roughly 8 to go for another first down for CMU. They're inside Geneva's 20, though. Ball spotted officially on Geneva's 17. Ryan Shaw still in the game as a halfback. Motion by Spencer Turling. And Ryan Shaw will again get a carry. Shaw up to 10 carries now as he's brought down around Geneva's 10. And CMU continuing to run out the clock. Just about 2.5 minutes left in regulation of this game. It's the fourth quarter. CMU is leading by 13 points against Geneva. Again, Ryan Shaw still playing halfback. Sophomore halfback from Emerson, New Jersey on this team. Motion again from Turling, but again, Shaw with the handoff. And he'll be brought down on a short gain. That'll be close to a first down, but Ryan Shaw studying economics and statistics at CMU, but a flag on the play. So a personal foul called. Hayden Schlerbaum, one of the defensive ends for Geneva, called with that personal foul, which will move CMU closer to Geneva's end zone. First and goal from Geneva's 4, CMU on offense. And there's a new halfback in the game for CMU. Zachary Hamilton, who got a couple carries during the game against Waynesburg last week. J.D. Dayhoff still playing quarterback. Spencer Turling on the left in the slot, and he's the one going in motion now. Handoff Zachary Hamilton toward the end zone. But he's brought down. Second down. Zachary Hamilton is a sophomore running back, stands at 6 foot, 195 pounds. He's from Washington, New Jersey. Another player that has the potential to be a prominent halfback for CMU once Luke Bickledge graduates at the end of this year. Luke Bickledge is a senior. Motion again by Turling. Dayhoff snap goes to Hamilton, but Hamilton met quickly at the line of scrimmage. Now it's third down. Under a minute left now in regulation. CMU just milking out the clock. Geneva trailing by 13. Well, it seems like there's another halfback in the game now, standing by J.D. Dayhoff. This next halfback for CMU, Trey Vasiliadis. I'll get a correct pronunciation for you in a minute, but He gets the carry, and he's knocked down immediately. Fourth down now with CMU on offense. Vassilitis. Trey Vassilitis. The one on the carry, but he's brought down. A whistle stops play. And someone's down on the ground. I think it is Vassilitis, the ball carrier, who's on the ground. Another update on the Westminster Grove City game. Still in the second quarter. And it's still 10-3. A close game separated by a touchdown. Westminster is beating Geneva. Or excuse me. All right, hold on for a second. I meant to say Westminster is beating Grove City 10-3, not Geneva. And the injury by CMU, it's because it's within 5 minutes of the end of the half, which means that if an injury happens and the team has no more timeouts, then what will be charged is 10 seconds off the clock. And there were 9 seconds left on the clock stop, so the game is over. And as a matter of fact, it wasn't Vassilitis who was injured for CMU, but rather one of their linemen who's walking off the field under his own power. Zach Sorensky is playing center for CMU in this game. But nonetheless, Carnegie-Mellon University comes out with its first win of the season against Geneva. Geneva falls to 0-2 in division games and is now 0-3 overall in the season. CMU wins its second straight game, beat Waynesburg last week, now beating Geneva in this game. CMU now 1-1 in division and 2-1 overall. So depending on what happens between the Grove City-Westminster game, CMU is likely to be tied with one of those teams at the end of their game. Grove City and Westminster playing each other right now, and one of those two teams is guaranteed to get its first loss. So CMU will be tied for second with whichever team loses that game. So that's some good news for Carnegie-Mellon University. Some final tallies for you in this game. The final statistics. CMU mostly ran the ball in this game. Luke Bickledge close to 200 yards, but not quite. He carried the ball 30 times for 193 yards. He has a new single-game high for his collegiate career, and he's a senior. The previous one was 92, so he beat his previous single-game high by 101 yards. Ryan Shaw, the sophomore, got 12 carries for 70 yards. He was another prominent running back in this game, and more toward the second half. Receivers, not too much for either team, but Chris Hughes caught 3, 52 yards total, and he got 1 touchdown. Ben Armbruster caught a couple passes for 5 yards. Didn't get any touchdowns, but his longest reception was for 6 yards. For Geneva, their running game was prominent, but it didn't get them very far in the second half. Gino Mavero had the most yards. He had 3 carries for 66 yards, but one of those carries was for 50 yards, so that's why he has the most, because he got 1 big run. Boston Tefelsky, the quarterback for Geneva, 15 attempts for 63 yards. Tyler Lippiat carried the ball 13 times for 44 yards, and he had 1 touchdown, the only touchdown Geneva scored in this game. Peyton Shell on the receiving end for Geneva got 2 receptions for 27 yards. He was the only one really targeted by Geneva in the passing game in this one, but Geneva, of course, notorious for their triple option running schemes. So most of their stats are coming from those who carried the ball in this game. Final totals, Geneva, 8 first downs compared to Carnegie-Mellon University's 19. Third downs, Geneva converted 2 of 9. Carnegie-Mellon 10 of 17. Both had an opportunity on fourth down to convert. Neither of them converted. Both of them 0 for 1 on fourth down conversions. Total offense, 202 yards for Geneva, 341 yards for CMU. That'll pretty much do it here. One more final update on this broadcast for the game that is going on in the Northern Division. That's not this one. Westminster is leading Grove City. Still second quarter. Score of that game's 10-3. Again, Westminster leading Grove City. But the final score on this one, CMU beats Geneva 20-7. CMU wins its first division game, improves to 1-1 in division games, 2-1 overall. Geneva falls to 0-2 in division, 0-3 overall. And again, depending on who loses the game between Grove City and Westminster, it's guaranteed that that losing team will be tied with CMU for second place in the Northern Division once a winner and loser are determined from that game. Geneva's next game will be against Grove City at home. That'll be scheduled for Friday, April the 16th. And the next game for CMU will be at Westminster. That game scheduled for Friday, April the 16th, 7 o'clock start time. Well, I'm Nicholas Callas, and for camera operator Matt Sloan and all the other sports information people at Carnegie-Mellon University, I will say farewell. You've been watching the live stream, the live video stream on athletics.cmu.edu. Have a good night. Once again, the final score: the Carnegie-Mellon University Tartans 20, the Geneva College Golden Tornadoes 7.